What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. About a month ago, I put out a video of me talking about my season awards in the NFL. But today I'm going to be talking about how I think the NFL season is going to play out. How I think each team's going to do, who's going to win the division, and who is going to win the Super Bowl. Now, let's get right into it. Heading out to the NFC East. As an overall division, I feel like they're the third best division in the NFC. I think the Giants are going to take that division. I think Daniel Jones is going to prove this season why he is a top 13, top 12 quarterback in the league. They added a lot of weapons. The defense got better. Joe Judge is a top 10 coach in the league. I don't see a reason why they can't win the division now. Coming in at number 2, I have the Washington football team. Now, I think the Cowboys are a better team than Washington, but it all is going to depend on how Dak Prescott comes out here next season and plays. If he plays like he did before he got hurt last season, the Cowboys have potential to take the second, maybe the top spot in that division. If he comes out and doesn't play because it's a very serious injury, if he doesn't, he comes out and he plays bad, they're going to be third or fourth in the division. So I think it's all going to depend on how Dak Prescott comes out for that division to turn out. But I don't think he's going to turn out. He's going to come back and play the way he did. So I have them at the 3rd spot. And then the Eagles obviously coming in at the 4th spot. Heading out to the NFC North. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to play this season. So I think with him, they're going to take that division fairly easy. The Vikings are right there behind them. Their offense was pretty good, I'd say, last year. It was their defense that pretty much held them back, and they upgraded that this offseason. So I think they're going to be second. I think the Chicago Bears are going to be coming in at the 3rd spot. Matt Nagy did say that Andy Dalton will be the starter heading into the season, and Justin Fields will be the 2nd string. Now, I believe that Mitchell Trubisky is a better quarterback than Andy Dalton. So, I mean, you're getting worse in a position that you were already pretty bad at and expect to get better. It's not going to happen. Coming in at the 4th spot, it's going to be the Detroit Lions. I mean, they got worse in a quarterback. They really didn't do anything too crazy this offseason. They did go ahead and hire Dan Campbell as their head coach. They drafted Penei Sewell, which he has a lot of upside, but I mean, an offensive lineman is not going to carry you to a playoff appearance. It's just not going to happen, especially when you have so many holes on that team. So I think they're going to be coming in at the 4th. Heading out to the NFC South. As an overall division, I feel like they are potentially the worst. And if that's the worst division, there's nothing to be too mad about. Now, I think, obviously, the team who's going to win that division is going to have to be the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions. That is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, bringing back all their starters from last year. I mean, you have Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. You have a lethal defense, a lethal offensive line. I mean, there's no hole on that team. So I think they're going to win that division pretty easily. Coming in at the 2nd spot in that division is going to have to be the Carolina Panthers. I mean, they got better in the quarterback situation. I think this is the time where this is their chance to maybe prove that they have the capability of playing or being a playoff team. Coming in at number 3, it's gonna have to be the New Orleans Saints. Now, Drew Brees did retire, but this is a little bit of a hot take. I think Drew Brees kind of held them back in some ways. I mean, as a leader, as a field general, he's amazing. He knew the playbook. He knew everybody. He was a great leader. But when you can't throw over 25 yards consistently, you're not gonna be a good team. And they were a good team even when he did that. But you have Michael Thomas having a limited route tree because you can't throw over 25 yards. Now, if I hope Jameis Winston starts, just off the pure fact is, one, he led the league. In 2019, he had 30 touchdowns, over 5,000 passing yards, but he had 30 interceptions. That's the only bad thing. If he can limit down those turnovers, he is a starter in this league. So if he can just limit down those turnovers, the Saints have a possibility of even being above the Panthers in this division, maybe sneaking in the playoffs. But as of right now, I think Taysom Hill's gonna start, so I have them at the 3. And obviously the Falcons coming in at the 4 slot. Their defense really didn't get any better. They lost Julio. They hired a coach. I don't really remember who, but I know they did hire a new coach. You have a 33-something-year-old Matt Ryan. The only really positive thing about this team is Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts. But I think they're still a couple pieces away from being back in the top of that division. Now, the toughest division in the NFC, maybe in the whole NFL, is going to be the NFC West. I think it comes down to 2 teams. I think it comes down to the Cardinals and the Rams. And the Rams are going to win this division once again. I think the Cardinals are a better team than the Rams, but Cliff Kingsbury is holding this team back so much. I mean, he has so much talent on this team, and he's just not using it the right way. I mean, how many times did DeAndre Hopkins, he ran a couple curls, some slants. I mean, he did run a couple deep routes. But I mean, with Bill O'Brien, he was running every different route in the book. And now you have him running these short little routes. It's like you're not using him at the full potential that he's capable of doing. So I think Cliff Kingsbury is gonna hold this team back, and then once they get rid of him, if they can bring in a new coach, I think sky is the limit for this Cardinals team. But I think the Rams are gonna go ahead and win this division. I think the Cardinals are gonna come second, sneak in the playoffs this year. I have the 49ers as the 3rd team. I have the Seahawks as a 4th. But if at the end of the season you told me you're like, the Seahawks were the number 1 team, the Rams were 4, and then etc. moving through any order, I wouldn't be surprised, because this division is the best division in all of football. There's so much talent on each team in so many different aspects. Heading out to the AFC, let's go ahead and start in the AFC South. I think this is the Colts division to lose. I mean, you brought in Carson Wentz, you drafted Kwity Paye in the draft. I mean, that was their one really downside on the offense, was their quarterback play. Don't get me wrong, Phillip Rivers did he did pretty good last year, but I mean, Carson Wentz is better. He's younger, but I think you have Carson Wentz back there now. I mean, I was hoping for maybe better wide receivers, but I mean, it'll do. I think they're gonna win it. I think the Titans are gonna go ahead and come in second here. Derrick Henry rushed for 2,000 yards last year, but that takes a toll on someone, especially the way he runs. That's gonna take a toll. I mean, they did bring in Julio, which is gonna help, but I mean, if Derrick Henry's not doing good, that whole offense is not doing anything. Julio might be able to change that for a little bit, but I mean, how certain are we that he's gonna go ahead and play the full season? He hasn't really done that since, I believe, 2018. I think that's the last time he played a complete season. So if he can stay healthy, the Titans have a chance of winning this division. But I mean, I can't say that he's gonna stay healthy. So I think they're gonna be second. The Jags and Trevor Lawrence, I think they're still a couple pieces away. I mean, that offense looks pretty good, but the defense, I'm not 100% sure about. So I think they're gonna be coming third, but I wouldn't be surprised if they come in fourth. But I doubt it, because they also have the Texans in their division. The Texans they're in full rebuild mode, I guess we can say. They're traded everybody. We still don't know about Deshaun Watson. I know he wants out, but I mean, we don't know with everything going on. So I think they're gonna end up fourth, and I think they're gonna be the worst team in the league. Heading out to the AFC West, I think the Chiefs have this one on lock, but it's not gonna be by a landslide like people think it is. I mean, you have the Broncos, you have the Chargers, and you have the Raiders. Now, I think we're gonna go ahead. I think I'm gonna put the Broncos as the second team. I think they're gonna be second. I think this is a year. Drew Lock, I think he's gonna lead this team. He has no excuses heading into this season. Zero. So if he can't get it done, he's out of there. But I think he will. I think he's gonna come out here. He's gonna prove everybody wrong. So I think they're gonna stack. Now the third team, I think it's gonna be the Raiders. Now they had the 30th they had the 30th ranked defense last season. They had the top 10 offense, but 30th ranked defense. So if they can fix this defense a little bit, they might be better than the Broncos and maybe contending with the Chiefs. Now a lot of people are high on the Chargers, and I mean, why shouldn't you be? But I think everyone's expecting Justin Herbert to be in the MVP caliber season coming up, and I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to have a very good season, but I don't believe he's going to have the MVP caliber season everyone's expecting. I think he's going to have a sophomore slump, and I think he's going to I don't think he's going to be good as everybody thinking he's going to be. Now, the team upgraded their offensive line, which was huge. So I mean, I wouldn't, if you told me the Chargers even won this division, I'd be like, that makes sense. But I believe that Justin Herbert will have a sophomore slump and they're going to be at the bottom of that division, but they still have a possibility. I think this whole division has a chance of making the playoffs at the same time. Heading out to the AFC North. Now it comes down to two teams. It's the Browns and the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to take it. I think Lamar Jackson, he's going to lead the team to 14 wins. And I believe that Lamar Jackson is going to win MVP this season. That I know earlier I said Josh Allen, but I think it's either going to be Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. So I think Lamar Jackson, he's going to be in there. They're going to win 14 plus games. They're going to take this division by a game or two, I feel like. Now the Cleveland Browns are going to come in second. They're still going to make playoffs, but I think they're going to be second. I don't think they're going to be able to put up 15 plus wins and be ahead of the Ravens. So I think they're going to come in second, but that's still a solid team. That's who I think is a team that could win the entire thing this year, and I wouldn't be surprised. That team is very good. Number 3 is the Bengals. They drafted Jamar Chase. That offense is looking good. The defense is looking I see them being a lower mediocre defense. But I think that the Bengals can do it. I think they can be the third team. And coming in last is the Steelers. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger did not look too good. I mean, I don't know how well that playoff loss is gonna affect them. But I mean, that offensive line didn't get a whole lot better, if better at all. The defense is always going to be solid, but it's all going to come down to how Big Ben plays. If he comes back and plays well, they could maybe make playoffs, be the third team. But if not, then they're going to be at the bottom. The NFC East is pretty obvious. I think the Bills are going to take it. I think they're going to kind of dominate that division. I think they're going to win it pretty easily. Coming in at number 2, I think it's going to be the New England Patriots. I think Cam Newton's going to come out this season not going to play well. I don't think he's going to play too well the first couple of games. And Mac Jones is going to come in and he's going to lead this team. He's going to shock a lot of people this year. So I think he's going to lead them to a second team, maybe a playoff berth, maybe not. But I think they're going to get the second seed or the second place in that division. I think the Dolphins are going to get the third. I don't think Tua is going to be too amazing this year. I think he's going to get better in some aspects. But I mean, he didn't play too well last season. They benched him a lot for Ryan Fitzmagic, and now he's not there, so they don't have a backup plan. If Tua is playing bad, they have to stick with him throughout, and that could help his confidence a little bit, but it could also hurt his confidence. So I don't think he's going to play as well as everybody's expecting, but I think they're still going to take the third, and I don't think they're going to make playoffs again. Coming in the 4th is the Jets. The Jets, I don't think Zach Wilson is going to be the quarterback they expect. I really don't. I mean, when he played top teams in college, he didn't play that well. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's amazing. That'd be cool, but it's just like they did do amazing things in the offseason. What I think they brought in Corey Davis. Their offensive line's looking really good. The defense is looking, I don't really know. I'm not 100% sure if I can trust that defense. So I think they're gonna become last in that division once again. I think they're gonna be picking top 5, top 7 in that in the draft next year. So Super Bowl 56. You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and you have the Cleveland Browns. And I don't expect this one to be too close. I think the Browns will put up a fight, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are gonna win it again. I don't really see a way that they lose it. I mean, unless Tom Brady plays bad, the defense plays bad. I don't really know what could happen, but I think the Buccaneers are gonna come in here. They're gonna win back-to-back Super Bowls, and Tom Brady's gonna add on to his legacy. I think that's it. I think that's gonna wrap up today's video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.